This is the SquareTable podcast.
There we go. That's all I needed.
Yes.
Episode 7. There's your silence. Does it count for
Yes! Now we can start.
Now we can start. Okay.
This has to be the intro now.
This is the intro.
I'm Assassin Glasgow. I'm joined here with the TwoPatricks guys.
That's Dell over there, and that's Zach, me,
Hello,
here.
I am the one that is Dell.
That is Dell over
Hello.
there.
Yes, he is the one that is Dell.
This is your first time on SquareTable.
I know it's an honor. This is the first I've ever been on a podcast thing like this.
That's not our own.
What? Well, come on, man! Like, come on, it's a collaboration. That's what I
Yeah.
meant. Like, it's cool.
No,
We've been
you're
on a
right. It is
collaboration
cool.
before, though. We
Yeah.
talked shit about the Death Note movie.
And
Oh,
we,
yeah,
and
yeah.
We, and we played Borderlands.
And we played Borderlands. But we're not... It's not a big square table. I just want to point that out.
It's a tiny
it's a
square
very
table.
tiny square table.
I'm going to get a bigger one eventually.
People would say
to
that's
put
kind
here.
of like a side table, not a square table.
It is a side table.
It is a side table.
It is actually a side table.
But AG, what are we talking about today? What is the issue that we will be approaching today? Is it gonna be is it gonna be that, hey, the terminology for Dark Souls is blank, like this is the blank of Dark Souls? Are we gonna be talking about the debacle that is EA? Or maybe, just maybe, we'll be talking about purchasing loot boxes.
I don't know. You set up the answer for me so conveniently.
I know.
Okay. We talked about this in the beginning of the podcast. Loot boxes. Okay, before we started this, you wanted to justify loot boxes? Is that correct?
Okay,
So for the purposes of this, I'm gonna
moderate.
mod
You're
between
gonna
the
try.
two of you. I'm gonna try. I ultimately agree with you, but I have to mod, so I have to be impartial here. So Del, make your opening case.
Okay, so
All my years of Ace Attorney.
So first and foremost, AG and Zach are totally against loot boxes. You guys don't like it. You think it's gambling, right?
Mm-hmm. Even if it's not legally considered gambling, it is basically in the spirit of gambling.
Okay, so like loot boxes, I feel like if it gets crazy and impedes with the game, that's when it's a problem, like a huge problem. If it's just like a side thing, then and it doesn't interfere with the rest of the game, then it's like whatever. You spend your money, you do whatever.
And I think that's the stance I take on it with specifically Overwatch loot boxes. And I just want to preface this. I haven't. This is like, aside from maybe watching someone else play Diablo 2, playing Diablo 3 on PlayStation 3, and Overwatch, and sometimes Hero of the Storm for those specific skins, I don't really have a large stake in terms of just like the stuff I wanted. But I will say that when I started playing Overwatch for the first few times, I was like one of those people who were considered whales. Like, I bought the 100 boxes just to see what I could get.
Yeah, this is multiple times, by the way,
Yeah.
too. He's told
100 boxes is like
multiple
$60?
times.
It's actually like, so if
You
around,
bought
like,
another game
it's
entirely
like,
in skins.
It's $39.99 for 50 boxes. So we're talking about probably 80 boxes to maybe 100. 100 being if you want to get the extra 25 boxes to make it 125. Now here's the thing, and here's why Zach calls my method like a gambling addict's excuse. When you start out, you have literally nothing, right? And if you keep buying loot boxes, you start to make it so that when it comes down to you start to clear out all the stuff, all the sprays, all the voice line, and some of the default skins. When newer stuff comes in, you have a higher chance theoretically to get those skins, right?
Even then,
Let him
I know,
finish.
and
Hold on.
it's all RNG,
okay.
it's all
I'll
random,
let you
right?
finish. I'll let you finish.
But I'm just saying, just from my experience, and it's one of those things where it's still a coin toss. When I first started out, I literally hated anytime I saw like a white or blue thing, I was like, fuck, this is so stupid. These are just sprays. Sometimes they're one of those player icons, whatever. But I also noticed that when I got to like, almost limiting out to like, oh, here's stuff like, you already got all these repeats. All the repeats give you coins. Right? So there's a sub-tier. There's a sub-tier of the gambling of, if you get, like, let's say, for example, like a repeat of a blue or a white, it's like maybe 5 or 15. But if you get a repeat of a gold, or if you get the actual gold itself, you get more. Right? And you may or may not have a higher chance of getting those things if you start to max out, like, oh, I already have all the blue and white stuff, all of this, the skins and the sprays for tracers. Whenever a tracer thing comes up, it's just like money to funnel into this in-game bank, right? But here's the thing, that is not a healthy way to look at it too. I understand that, but it was one of those things where like, just recently when it came to the Halloween one where it's like, ooh, I actually like the Torbjorn one, I actually like the the Symmetra one. Symmetra actually has
was
a
a
cool
good skin.
dragon one. Some of them are cool. I don't really like the Reaper one, where he's like a vampire and has a stupid helmet mask. But I also noticed that once I cleared out all the shit that I didn't want, if I don't get what I want, I have money put into a side account for if I can theoretically buy it, which is also so bullshit because it's 3,000 for special events and 1,000 for like default stuff. And all I'm just saying is just like, it's like a long game. You pay a lot in the initial parts to long game it so that you have probably a higher chance of getting the skins you want in the later game, because all the repeats you get are just coins you can just stack to your already growing stuff.
Just a piece of information, at least in the PC version, you don't get repeats anymore.
You don't get repeats? What do you mean?
It's like you're never gonna get that thing again.
Oh, I forgot to also let people know, I play Overwatch on console, the inferior system. I get it. It's fine.
Do you still
Wait,
get
no
repeats on console?
There are no repeats on PC anymore? I haven't.
That was one of the more recent updates, I think.
Because like right now, I know that I've been getting a lot of like new Moira stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because they're trying to push her now. She's the new character.
Yeah, I just thought they were trying to push her.
But basically, it's like you'll either get gold or you'll get you won't get this something you already have.
I see.
But but you're saying that's for specifically PC.
I'm not sure because I don't play the console version.
Okay, because when I played the console version for all these different events, it's either you've already gotten some stuff. Let's say specifically the Halloween one. I've already gotten all the sprays and voice lines for 2017's Halloween one. I got the Oni Hanzo skin several times, but it's one of those things where if you already have it, it's just like coins thrown into your in-game bank currency to get like other stuff. That's how I was able to get the McCree Monster Hunter one and the Torbjorn one, which is actually Torbjorn has a decent skin. He's got the Mjolnir and he's got like all the Viking stuff. But you know, the one thing I can't argue against is that it's still random. It's random numbers. It's a chance of maybe you pay your money off or maybe you don't. And there have been times where I paid $100 or $80 for 100 boxes and maybe have got like one or two skins I actually wanted and everything else was just garbage.
Well, like the first box I opened during this year's Halloween event had the Cultist Zenyatta skin. That's pretty much the only thing I wanted.
Yeah, were you able to get it?
Yeah, the first box, like the box they give you for free, I got it in that.
Lucky you fucking
I know.
bastard. I had to work my ass off.
I know. Did you had to work your ass off, or you had to pay your ass off?
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
which one did you do?
So here's my philosophy.
This isn't me being unfair. This is me looking for details.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Until the last week, I won't get boxes because what I used to do is immediately first week get a whole bunch of boxes. I've reformed from that to getting no longer 100 or 125 boxes, just an honest 50. Just an honest 50 or maybe sometimes a 25. Because if you wait till the very last week, you have the theoretical chance of getting, if you do all the achievements, or like you do like 3 matches, get a box, you know, the quick play stuff or the arcade stuff, you may have a better chance of just getting that stuff initially early on. And if you're in the last stretch and you still don't have the stuff you want, that's when you buy your box. You don't pay for it up front, and I've learned this the hard way from all the paychecks I've gotten. And we're like, hey, what? Like, you know, especially when my mom sometimes peeks through my credit card funding stuff. Like, what is this Overwatch box? I'm like, don't worry about that. It's my money and whatever. But
it's Coke. That's what it is. It's Coke.
It's digital Coke, Mom. But I would wait till I went along the line of waiting till the last week to see if I can get all the stuff I wanted first, and then buy the loot boxes. In hopes of like getting the skin that I wanted. And so far I've gotten all the skins I wanted. I've got a good portion of the Tracer ones. My favorite one is one where she's in her blue hoodie. And she's got the spray paint. She's a tagger. And I'm looking forward to the one where I can have Zarya be the barbarian from Diablo 3. I like that one. I like the one where Roadhog is the butcher from Diablo 3 as well. I've never played any of the StarCraft ones, but I'm looking to get the Widowmaker skin, where she's that sniper lady from StarCraft. Never played StarCraft. I have no idea what these characters are. This is all Blizzard-based stuff. Other than that, I just feel like, you know, it'll pay off eventually. It just sucks for a new player in the beginning where you have nothing, where you have to go sift through all this shit and sprays.
Okay. So, like, I understand that. But then, you still have RNG. There's no guarantee that you'll get it. I mean, I guess for PC now, they don't do duplicates, so maybe that strategy is more feasible.
Mm-hmm.
But on console, when they still do duplicates, I don't know if it's been updated.
We don't know. We don't know if they do duplicates or not.
Are you looking?
They still kind of do. I mean, like, I recently played and they still kind of do duplicates.
Okay, in that case, it's still RNG. You don't know if you're gonna get, like, a new thing, or you're just gonna get, like, a silver or blue thing that's gonna be common and only gonna give you, like, what, 100 gold, 10 gold? I don't know how much that gives as a duplicate.
Yeah.
So it's still a big risky gamble either way, and you're paying so much money up front. At that point, Blizzard might as well just implement, like, a DLC cosmetic system. Pay 99 cents for your fucking costume or something.
And I if anything, if they did that, I would be on board for that too, because it's a pain to having to pay for boxes or work for them, because someone did more or less the math, and if you win every single game on let's say quick play or whatever, it takes about 8 or 9 matches to level up to get one box, right? That's not including the 3 games you would, or kind of including the 9 games you get if you play on arcade mode, right? Every 3 games that you win, you get a box, and you theoretically have 4 for a week, and then it resets to just, 1 box every time you level up, right? But if Blizzard wanted to go ahead and change the format to just buying a DLC pack, I would much be happier if they did that, because I can at least either get the entire set or get the skins I want, right? Because I never wanted the Symmetra vampire skin from 2016, where it looks like her, she's just all red, because that's fucking lame. It's like when people came out with the Santa suit May skin, people were like, this is just her in the same outfit with a different color scheming, and Blizzard even came out and said, we were sorry about the feedback that people didn't like this May skin, we tried to do our best, whatever. But if I could pick and choose my skins, like, for example, on the PlayStation Store for Persona 5, if you like a specific game, like if you've ever played Persona 3 or Shin Megami Tensei, you can buy those skins individually as a pack. You have them like, here's the Shin Megami Tensei pack. If you want that, that's it. And it comes with its own background music. If Blizzard did that for like certain skins, I'd be down for it too, because I don't have to worry about buying or randomly, gambling my money away.
Well, that's what Heroes of the Storm used to do. You used to be able to just directly buy whatever skin you wanted for whichever hero. Now it's, loot boxes, and now there's a premium currency, so...
They implemented that too?
Yep.
But I think that's the thing, like, you gotta be careful with loot boxes, because...
It's a hole, dude. It's a hole that people have sunk their money into.
Compared to DLCs, like, nowadays people, when we look at DLCs for cosmetics, they're like, okay, this is just a DLC, and it's like, you're just paying money for microtransactions. Yes, that's what it is. But when people look at loot boxes, they don't, for some reason, I feel like they don't see the same effect. Because you can get in-game currency and there's RNG involved. I don't know why people, I guess, look less favorably on DLC compared to loot boxes. And are more willing to, like, basically piss away money on loot boxes.
And you know what? I think I might speak for the minority who is like, I can go either way, because I like DLC for certain things if I want to get that specific DLC, or like if I feel lucky enough, and this is just the whale inside of me, the Overwatch world that's willing to dump money in to this thing for a chance of this, it sort of goes either or. But we're also working with a specific system that Blizzard thinks, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and just we can't just give it to you outright. You sort of either have to earn it or get lucky enough, and that's kind of not a system I don't see favorably. But it's just, that's sort of what they're rolling with, and they've done adjustments to improve the chances of you getting newer skins than last year's skins. I think they also came out, I'm not sure where specifically, but for like the Lucio Summer Games, when they came back to that one like a whole year, I think they must have come out and at least said there's now a high chance for you to get all the Olympic skins rather than the newer skins, because for people who are coming into it a year later who have never played before, they want to get a chance to give them the old skins they weren't able to get before.
Well, the old skins before were promotionally tied. They were tied to loot crates, which is like that's a completely different thing. I don't want to get into that, because like I have my opinions on loot crate, but yeah, they were tied to loot crate, and that's like when you could only get the skins at that time. Then it came around a year later, and then you could get the skins in regular drops.
Yeah,
but it was still locked away in the beginning too. And I feel like with these events, unless I don't know what they've been doing with the adjustments, but before it was just so hard to get it. because RNG was just so bad.
Yeah.
It was really skewed horribly. It reminded me a lot of trying to get an unusual in TF2. And that one is already, like, really fucking hard to get.
Yeah, and if anything, I guess I want to go ahead and explain why I'm sort of so of the mindset of, like, if you want to buy loot boxes, it's on you. If you want to go ahead and gamble it away. But don't do what I did when I was still a TF2 player and participate in the economy where you're dumping money in for both boxes and keys and trying to trade it up for better goods. I actually had on my laptop the tab to the TF2 backpack where they had the growing economy of how much were keys were, did it go up, did it go down, and the reason why I did that is because I wanted certain items for specific characters, right? I wanted to get probably the complete set for the for your total reward because there's something cool about it. I think you have like better disguise or whatever. I don't remember. It's been like years, but I remember dumping in a lot of money to get keys to trade out to people who had those items, and they were like literal like in-game scalpers. Like, oh yeah, we understand that there's a specific economy, but fuck you and fuck that economy. You're either gonna pay up for this item or we're done trading. And it's just also one of those things where I'm like, like the what's one of those weapons I wanted to get? Do you remember the Black Rose knife?
I do.
Okay. So that was a timed event. That was something that you had to play like a different game or whatever. I can't remember. And it was locked away. If you didn't have it, sucks for you, right? I bought, I don't know how many goddamn keys to trade into a person who would gift it to me because he had to also get the box. And that's also time too, where you can gift it to other people and be like, this is a gift from your friend, whatever, right? And I got it and it did nothing whatsoever to the game, right? And immediately when I bought that, or I traded it in, I sat down, played a few rounds, like, oh, because this will match up to, this mask, whatever, this theme, I went for Spy. Immediately afterwards, I'm like, asking myself, why did I do this? Right? Same thing for all those items that did counters, or had gold spray, or whatever, or unusuals, or like, all the scout stuff that I wanted initially, like the shortstop, or the milk one, right? Minor items that sort of help improve or alter the game. But I was also on the line of why did I dump my money into this when I could probably have just maybe not done that and still play the game like I would be? Because I noticed I'm at a disadvantage for other people who had better weapons than I did, that I was sucking more and more. With Overwatch, I just feel that if you really wanted to go ahead and try to either earn up for that skin or gamble for it, at least it didn't change aspects of the game because it's all cosmetic. And that still doesn't excuse the fact that you're still gambling with the payoff of having a skin that you want, but it's just one of those things where I'd rather pay in Lootbox money rather than pay for Overwatch crates, because if I didn't get the item I wanted that had a specific buff or nerf, right, then I'm still going to be one of those players who's like, who doesn't have anything unusual about their weapons, doesn't have anything to be like, oh, the Zatoichi, if you're really good at that, compared to players who have been like, oh yeah, by the way, I have the soldier's, Junker Cannon, and I can just blow you away and make your gaming experience even worse.
Well, I don't know about that because TF2, well, for one, it's a different game because of the weapon balances. But like, I also don't think that the weapons itself really causes a detriment depending on which weapon you're using. If you know how to play the character,
We'll be right back. Just 1 second.
Okay.
All right, now we're back. Now you can continue.
What was I saying?
Something about the weapons not being too much of a detriment of the game.
Yeah, I think it's more how you play as a character, as a player, than the weapons itself. Because like, you can totally just use the stock rocket launcher as soldier and still clean up compared to using all the other weapons as soldier. And plus, some of those weapons are reskins. The crates, if anything, are like purely like for the effects, like the strange effects, and then I guess taunts now, and I guess also weapon reskins, but then also like cosmetic stuff. The difference between TF2 and like the Steam community for that and Overwatch is that Overwatch has in-game currency, but only for in Overwatch, whereas with TF2, you could, if you get something that's like unusual and people are willing to pay money, you can feasibly sell it for money, and that's actual money that you can turn into something else. So I think that's slightly different, but still, you don't want to get stuck in the hole of buying all these boxes just to see if you can unbox an unusual, because the percentage chance is like 1%.
especially with all the different items that can come up and being like, oh, by the way, you have this, you have dupes.
Yeah.
A bunch of dupes of the same thing you probably don't want. It's gonna be hard to sort of resell or scrap or remake, if anything. Wasn't there also like a crafting element in TF2?
Yeah, that's
what I was gonna say.
That's their in-game currency in the same way that it's like Overwatch's gold currency.
I looked at the scrap thing, and I tried to make that work for me, but I was just sitting there going, never mind. Just never mind. Just fuck it, because when you look at... I can tolerate a crafting system in a game, but a crafting system for a currency is just too much for me.
But it is a currency.
Yeah.
They use it for...
That's what I'm saying.
Like...
I don't want to do crafting for a currency. I want to do crafting for my game.
I think I crafted like a gun once and realized, man,
this is a waste of time.
I went through so much effort scrapping all these extra guns, making reclaimed metal, and then making refined metal to make this one gun that is a 1 in 10 chance of just like a random like gun for a class or specific just whatever. Got another duplicate of a gun I just scrapped earlier, and I'm like, okay, this is pretty dumb. Why
I think that system is, if anything, is implemented so you can get half or like the cosmetics, because you can scrap your weapons and actually turn it into cosmetics that you don't have to pay money for.
Yeah.
But as with any game that has drops, loot boxes, it's basically it's basically a tedious chore to go through, that's the reason why loot boxes exist in the first place. It's tedious to like go through everything, and it's basically DLC except in a different form.
Yeah. So
that's why it's really questionable, especially if it starts impeding gameplay like it did with Battlefront 2.
What happened with... Oh yeah, I'm sorry, that's the Star Wars one, right?
That's the Star Wars one.
That's probably the main reason why we're having this discussion in the first place.
This passionate discussion of Battlefront 2, blocking characters.
Here's the thing. So as a person that's probably played Battlefront once or twice, you know, like here when we hung out a few times, Zach, and sometimes at Andrew's place, just as kind of like to pass the time. If I had to pay money to be a specific character, like a character that's already involved in the game.
So think of it like this: like it's a character that's been available for the first 2 games,
but not
and
for
then
this
for
one.
the first DICE game. But then in Battlefront 2, it's that all of the hero characters you now have to pay for.
But
you either have to grind 40 hours to get one, or you have to basically pay for one.
But that's not but here's the thing though, like if you don't have money to burn, or you don't have money to spend, and you're grinding, and let's say for example you're playing online, you're probably going to always lose more matches against a person who went and bought those things anyways and ruin your experience.
That's sort of the point.
That's why it's a problem.
I think one of the EA executives' responses was that some people have more money and time, and some people have more time than money.
So how about this? Why don't you just make that content that's already included and make it easier to get in game for people who can't afford it?
Because we need more money.
No, you know
that's what it is. It's that they had a sure thing with Star Wars, and it's like we can milk as much of this as we possibly can out of this.
And here's the thing too: they just added Kylo Ren. They also add Rey as well into the game too. Can we look up how much those characters cost?
Let's see. I think it was like $16 or something
for a pack, or for one character.
For one character.
Fuck you. Fuck you. For one character that's already in the game that people. Fuck you. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to swear.
No, you're allowed.
Because
we swear all the time on this.
If it were like like $3.99, $4.99, like okay, like that's for one character. $16.99 for one character, not included. Like say for example, the Force Awakens pack. You get Kylo, you get Poe, you get Finn, you get Rey. $14, $15. $16 for one character. Is that? Are you serious?
Hold on, I'm looking it up right now. So it requires 40 hours dedicated multiplayer time.
Okay.
This is before they reduced some of the heroes' costs. So
not all of them.
Not all of them. So like Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker are now like 10 hours, kind of, sort of, maybe.
Okay.
Let's see. At the time, Skywalker and Vader's costs were running 60,000 credits. Let's see, so that's 250 credits per 10 minutes.
Okay.
Alright. I'm trying to figure out how much the credits are.
If I pull
crystals,
how much would we have to pay if we pull out our credit cards right now?
I'm trying
Right
to
now,
find
we don't have a copy of the game to
No, just theoretically, like in a
Theoretically?
in a what if situation, if we want, like, you know what, I want to pay X amount of money for this character, how much would I have to pay for this character?
Fill for time while I research.
Wait, okay, so you're saying like what I would want to pay?
No, like
no. If we wanted to, if we had a copy of Battlefront 2 right now, and we're like, you know, I don't have to work hours. How much would I have to pay to get the Rey character in this game?
It's like it's probably going to be $16. I don't think
For one character, right?
I don't think.
I remember it being $16, but I may be misremembering.
Bullshit.
Okay, so here's the thing: loot boxes. I was about to say loot crate, but that's
Loot crate.
No, it's not. We're not sponsored by loot.
All right,
crate,
I found it. So here are the tiers for
There were tiers.
There are tiers for these aren't credits; these are crystals.
I want to go on
so
record.
Crystals are different than credits.
I want to go on record by saying I don't know any of the thing for Battlefront 2, and this is the first time I'm hearing it. I didn't even know there were fucking tiers.
Yeah. Okay. So there's 500 credits.
Okay.
Which is $5.
Okay.
There's 1,000 credits, which is $10. There's 2,100 credits, which is $20. 4,400 credits, which is $40, and 120,000 credits, which is $100.
So $1 for 100 credits, give or take.
Pretty much. And I'm looking it up right now. Trooper loot crates are more expensive.
I'm sorry. Did you also say that some of these characters like worth 60,000 credits?
They were 60,000
They
credits.
were.
And then they got some of them got cut.
So $100 doesn't even get you more than one character.
No, it doesn't look like that would be the case.
Yep.
Hold on. Let me do the math. I'm doing the math right now in my head. So if it's 200 crystals to 4,000 credits,
okay,
that's what it's looking like. So every crystal is worth 20 credits. And if it's 60,000 credits, that means that in order to buy one of these heroes, you need to pay roughly $30.
That's bad.
That's a lot worse than I was expecting to.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, so
I'm looking for an exact price,
Okay.
but without knowing any more, I think it's like we'll say somewhere between $15 and $30 to buy any character because their prices differ.
and crystals come from loot boxes?
Crystals you get are the microtransaction currency.
And you
So you cannot mix and match your credits and your crystals. They're two separate things.
credits, and what are credits? Credits are used to,
Credits are the thing you earn by playing the game, but there's a cap on how many you can earn per day.
and then you can turn that into crystals, or you earn
No, that's
crystals
different
differently?
currency.
So,
Good God, okay.
Okay, so also there are also boxes in Battlefront 2.
Yes.
Okay. You just
And
said there
each
was
box-
a cap you can earn per day.
Per the cap on credits you can earn per day. Yes.
And each box is?
Oh, each box. There's tiers for boxes as well. Believe it or not.
Oh boy. Okay, Battlefront 2 is basically the worst hive of, like,
Scum and villainy.
scum and villainy.
Like I felt bad pouring money into TF2.
Okay, here we go.
Overwatch. I feel even worse for people who want to play these characters genuinely and have to pay fucking bullshit.
That's why everybody's mad.
For a loot crate, it costs 200.
Loot crate.
Okay, yeah, it's a loot crate. For a trooper
Wait,
loot
really?
crate,
Really? It's actually called Loot Crate?
a trooper loot crate. And so there's trooper loot crates and starfighter loot crates
I think I
and
say Star Fox.
and there's hero crates. So hero crates are 110 crystals. Starfighter crates are 120, and trooper crystals are 200.
And
so you could get two trooper. You get a trooper crate, a starfighter crate, and a hero crate for $5. One of each.
Oh god, this is like the worst. This is the worst. This is what...
But you could only buy. You couldn't buy more than four rather with $5 of any of these crates. You can only buy two with $5 if you're buying trooper crates.
this is
So you have to mix and match in order to actually
To maximize your gain. Yeah.
But this is fucking this is bad.
This
Yeah.
is what happens when the industry thinks that this kind of practice is okay, and EA just took that and magnified it to like 10 million. All the executives are like, we need you, DICE, to make this game, but then we're gonna stonewall everything so that players become frustrated and then are forced to partake in one of these.
Well, Activision
avenues.
has like a planned thing that they say they haven't put into practice before. It's literally to match up new players with players who have bought all their microtransaction stuff, and it's for them.
all their games, all of Activision's games.
This is something that they say they haven't put in any of their games yet, supposedly.
Okay.
But it's to match new players with players who have played long enough and have bought loot crates and that sort of thing. And it's supposed to encourage the new players to buy those crates to catch up to them.
It's just the whole. So this is just a whole practice after years of just kind of like season passes, rampant DLC, and just loot boxes. This is the point we've come to.
Yep.
Because everything about those practices, aside from season passes, is a different thing. But like DLCs and loot boxes, it's all about the player's frustration and all about affecting what they can do with their time. If they're playing and they're getting frustrated, they're more likely to spend money, and that goes straight into these like companies' pockets.
And it's like a form of like aggressive buying. Like
It's a form of aggressive,
It's
but it's
after
exactly
you've paid $60, you're going to pay more money because it's not enough.
yeah.
Because
it's-
EA will tell you it's so expensive to make video games, but then they tell their stockholders that the discontinuation of loot boxes will not affect projected sales.
They lost
So
like
they
$3
tell-
million.
So they told their that the projections that they had for the year wouldn't be affected by them not having loot boxes. So what they're saying to the stockholders is that we didn't need to do that, but we wanted more money.
Pretty much, yeah. That's what it sounds like to me too. I honestly like going back to loot boxes in terms of like whether or not it's gambling. I'm not an expert on gambling. I can't say if it is or not. But the difference between gambling and loot boxes is that with gambling, it's more about the money, like, and the frustration comes from RNG and like it always being stacked to the house's favor. But with loot boxes, they intentionally like fuck with the game in order to get you to put down money. With gambling, you don't have to put down money to, like, you don't even have to touch it at all.
you can just opt not to do it.
You can just opt not to
You
do it.
can walk into the
there's
casino, but you don't have to.
Yeah, because there's no, like, game associated with it. Like, your experience in Vegas is not going to be affected whether or not you gamble or not.
You're going there exclusively to gamble when you go to the casino. But when you're talking about loot boxes, it's something that this is a game that you paid for, that then now you're going to have to be part of this gambling system if you want to get what we believe to be the full value of it.
Yeah. That's similar to what I was saying. Yeah, pretty much.
Or at least, you know, for people, going back to the Overwatch example, to not be left out. For people who are like, you know, I really wanted that specific skin, and because this is a timed event and it's locked, and I can only have gotten it through loot boxes by pure chance, and this sort of fucks me over too.
I think also, and with Overwatch, it's all cosmetic, and you can't, like, it's not going to affect you in real life, if anything. You're putting down real life money to something that's not really going to affect you in real life. It's just going to be in game. At least with Tier 2, you can sell your cosmetics, and that's actual money that you can use to buy another game.
Mm-hmm.
And with actual gambling, you get actual money back. So, if anything, like...
So it's like Overwatch, like a tier above what is a scum version of, like, the Battlefront 2? Because we don't actually get anything
Overwatch
back.
is still scum because they're the ones who started this shit.
So
it got hyper popularized by Overwatch.
And
so being patient zero makes you a piece of shit in this case.
And this is going to be my follow-up point for people like me who had participated in buying these boxes, especially like buying like 50 or 100 or even something like 2 or 25.
Way too much.
I stopped. Trust me.
Okay.
I
Are you
performed.
sure?
I have his wallet now, so he
you
can't
have
buy
his
him.
wallet?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I went to like a form of Lootbox Anonymous, where I just sat in my room, looked at my bank account, and said, I have to stop this. Like, on a good day, if I have money, I'll only get 50 boxes. On a day where I'm like, you know what, I just want to get like to see if my chances, only 25. Nothing more than 100. Nothing more than 50. But
50's still a lot. That's like what?
That's another game.
It's another game. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
But I just want to say though, I just want to ask: does my participation in the early years of that, like, is that sort of like a contributing factor to what EA thinks as this is what's popular now?
In the early years, you mean like a year ago?
I mean, like in the early game, like a year ago when this first started, especially on the lines of just you have loot boxes now for this one, and it's a different version of like in-game purchasing. But to look at that and be like, oh, people are now invested into investing money to skins. People are invested into these events. Let's take this format and fuck it over for people who want to play the game. I felt like I am now, like, if this were a trial, I'm guilty by association because I wanted these things.
I mean, if you were guilty by association,
you put money into it, but I mean, your part in this is so small that they wouldn't even charge you.
All right, because if anything,
it's so minuscule. Yeah.
And here's the thing: the reason why I even participate in these loot boxes because I really just wanted that skin, that specific skin. And now that I've gotten it, I can be like, oh, I want to be this version of Soldier today, or I want to be this version of Roadhog today, or whatever. And that's just purely me, because if anything, I just like to see what their lines are, especially because they added, like, the Cultist and Yada line. And because I like El Jator stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I want to see if I can get this, and fuck you, Zach, for getting it on your first box.
Yeah, that means fuck me, apparently. Here's the thing. Overwatch would be fine.
Yeah.
If it was just a store.
Yeah.
If it was just a store, and I could do the loot box thing if I really wanted to, I'd be fine with that. If the loot boxes were completely optional, I'd be fine with that. If it was just literally, because
they are optional.
They do have a store. They do have a store. I know. I understand that, but I cannot buy any of those things directly, like I could with Heroes of the Storm back in the beginning.
Yeah, but you realize if they implement both a store and loot boxes, nobody's going to use the loot boxes.
Yeah,
that's the point.
Yeah, you're gonna lose.
Yes. So you might as well just use the store. Don't make loot boxes optional. Just say, I want a store.
No, I want to make more trouble for them trying to resuscitate loot boxes after they put in a store.
And we're also talking about a company that still needs to make money, right?
But they make so much fucking money. But you know it's Activision Blizzard. They practically shit money.
But Zach, you know what's better than more money? Even more money.
Fuck.
I never thought about that. Yeah. That's a fucking
Shakedown Jimmy for his birthday money. He needs that loot box.
Oh my god.
But you know, I just feel really bad for the people who play Battlefront 2 and they're just forced to have to jump through so many hoops just to get a character they like. Whereas, you know, it's and I think it's like for Overwatch, it's not as bad because if you flop out, you still have those in-game currencies to maybe pay for the one skin you did want rather than the skin you didn't want. That's optional. But for like Battlefront 2, where you have to get money, which you mentioned, the crystals aren't the same thing as credits. Yeah. Are they put towards the same thing? Can you use your credits and crystals to get in-game boxes?
I don't know. But,
because we're talking two different currencies. There's credits and crystals in the same game to unlock specific content.
Yeah. And you can use either one, but you can't mix them.
And is this also, and I'm not sure, because my cousin sort of showed me this too. The currency for League.
Yeah.
Right? There's also two currencies in that too. Is it also either or in that sense too?
Oh, I haven't played League. I haven't played League in a long time. I played League before Heroes of the Storm came out, and I stopped playing League because it was so toxic that literally I couldn't go through 2 games in a row without someone yelling "Go die!" Yeah, or something worse than that. But
there's a lot of
things I'm not allowed to say on SquareTable.
Please don't.
But that was sort of the thing. I know there is a currency. I know there was a currency there. I honestly never bought anything from League of Legends because I just didn't really care. It wasn't a game that I really held my attention for very long.
But
it's just the act of having to buy one form of currency that you can't just convert into another form, or you have to use either or.
It's pretty much that you pay the money, and then that money is locked in, and you can't do anything to get that money back. So
think about all the leftover change too.
Yeah. So like you'll have like something that's like worth like maybe like 200 points, and then you only have like 190. Well, you better put more money down because you can't use that 190 for anything. I'm just guessing at values here, but it's the same spirit of if you wanted something, you're gonna have to put down exact values. That's the terms microtransactions come in. They come in exact values.
You know, and if you really wanted to hear the idea of who traced it back to the first microtransaction, what company did that? What company
first microtransaction?
For like in-game, like, oh, you want to pay extra for this game? Well, here it is.
I'm gonna say
because they've been doing DLC since like Halo 3.
But I mean, like DLC is like kind
DLC
of
is different. DLC at least is supposed to be additional content.
like this is
you
content
want content that's supposed to be part of the game, but wasn't included. Is that what you mean?
No, I think he means content like that is like meant to be recurring costs.
Like for
That's
example,
I see.
like for example, I think in NBK or in one of those like sports games, I was sort of just like sifting through the PlayStation Store. There's now coins or currency for a sports game.
There's
like basketball and hockey or something.
Yeah, 2018.
If we're gonna talk about microtransactions, though, it's probably you want to point the finger at mobile games, probably.
Okay.
That's this is probably what happened.
Things like Clash of Clans and Angry Birds. Angry Birds being like one of the really big ones at the beginning, but that would be basically who you'd want to blame for the popularization of microtransactions because it's a lazy opportunity.
And then it cocooned into what is essentially loot boxes.
Because then AAA is like, we could do that
extra
too.
Money, yeah.
I know one of the earliest ones for AAA gaming doing that was that Dead Space 3 has microtransactions.
Yeah.
For those weapon parts or something?
Something like that.
And you can... I'm playing through Dead Space 3 right now. You can scavenge for the parts, but like...
It's so much easier to buy them.
Yeah. I didn't put money down, by the way. Visceral's dead. I'm not gonna put money down for a dead studio, but...
Guys, let's be honest. The true winner of the game is your card. You take your credit card, your debit card, you put it on your console or PC, and you pray to it, praying, I want this character so badly, and then it magically gives it to you. And and you know what? The burden
true
of
hero.
The burden of money is light on your soul because they take that money away from you.
from your wallet, your heavy ass wallet.
Yeah, because
bills.
It's such a burden to carry all that money in your account. Let them take that away from you, and you'll feel so much better.
$4.99 monthly.
I'm saying this, but I fucking dump money into Overwatch for skins and TF2, and like I'm just like
you have a problem.
I stopped, dude. Like, man,
are you sure?
You stopped, and you still buy $40 of 50.
That's not stopping.
That's not stopping.
That's cutting down.
That's one of those things where like it's just one of those things where I'll try to justify it as because some of my paychecks are like really good. I'm like, I want to treat myself out. Like, rather than go out with friends, rather than do something meaningful with my life, I want to just watch that little box.
If that's what you want, that's fine. I mean, but the fact of the matter is that the existence of loot boxes hurts the entire industry, so they have to go.
Guys, I can't wait for the Breath of the Wild loot boxes that come out.
No,
you get pieces of the Triforce, 1 in a million.
1 in a million.
1 in a million.
You have the Triforce, you can show it off to Zelda.
1 in a million chance you'll get 1 of 100 pieces of the Triforce.
Is it the Shikon Jewel from Inuyasha? What the
and,
hell
and,
is
and
this?
then and then if you're lucky enough, you get one of those locked photos on Link's phone where it's just like, it's Zelda's vlogs. Dear diary, I made Link eat another frog. What an asshole.
What an asshole!
What an asshole just to be pushed over because I'm the princess. Have some back. Oh wait, but he does have a backbone. He's so hot now. Have you seen him without his shirt on?
His amazing physique.
It's weird because there's only 2 people with Sheikah slates, so it's like, I don't know. I feel like this is targeted in a way.
At what point do we start paying in-app purchases for fan art of Legend of Zelda on your?
You don't even need to pay it. Go to Google.
No, I guarantee they're going to do that.
Art.
No, not necessarily Nintendo, but someone, if they haven't already, because I'm sure this already exists. It'll be like The Witcher. In Witcher 1, there were these cards that if you manage to seduce a character, you get like a sexy little card thing, and
a freaking buyer card.
Yeah,
are you kidding me?
No, they were literally called sex cards. I'm not lying.
What?
This was a thing in Witcher 1.
Okay.
I'm gonna Google it on my phone, but basically, I can see that if that game were made now, not necessarily by CJ Projekt Red, but if that was a concept, that would be something that would be charged microtransactions for game provided porn.
Also,
oh dear God.
Yeah.
Also, star fragments are really hard to come by in Breath of the Wild. I wish there was a system where I could just pay for the star fragments from these boxes that may or may not give them to me, and I might just get bokoblin horns.
Yep, there's one now.
Oh my God, it is.
Yeah,
it literally is.
Yeah, they're sex cards.
That is like There's nothing left to the imagination.
And this is Witcher 1.
This is Witcher 1.
That's a really nice picture for Witcher 1.
Yeah. No, they're
True,
very,
it is
they're
for
very
Witcher
they're
1.
very nicely drawn. I think
very nice. A nice rump.
No, okay. What I'm saying by nice, I meant like the in-game graphics belie.
Well, these are drawn. Like these are like concept art,
Okay.
basically.
Is that Triss?
That's
Wait,
I
I'm
think
sorry,
it's Shawnee
Sean.
in that one.
It's,
I cannot link these in the YouTube description, but
no,
rest assured they're quite impressive.
It's just softcore porn at this point.
There's a vampire.
They're also tasteful, I guess.
Why would you with a vampire?
Oh my god! If they started putting fucking like concept art in the Battlefront boxes, here's some concept art. Here's some stuff.
Oh, they've probably been thinking about that really hard.
Whatever
lately.
they can milk money out. It's just the Battlefront 2 is basically
There's a bunch. There's a bunch.
Is that? Oh yeah, that is. I was trying to figure out what was happening in the front, but
that's Selena. Okay.
Okay, but Battlefront 2 is basically where we are at this point in the industry in video games right now. All the years, all the things that we basically have seen the industry try to put in has crystallized into this fucking game that will impede your progress and your sense of fun by saying we want players to have a sense of pride and accomplishment in their abilities to unlock these characters, because it takes fucking long and forever unless you pay down $30 or however much it is in order to get the character, or you pay down money to get boxes to maybe get the character. It's like,
can I ask you something, AG?
What?
Is the EA format of loot boxes for Battlefront 2 the Dark Souls of loot boxes?
God, please, why? Why would you bring that up?
It actually
Holy
is
shit!
Dark
Are you
Souls.
serious?
I
You
was
were waiting for that?
I know. When as you were talking about, like, I was like, what if that's just the Dark
I
Dark Souls of? Oh my god!
I saw it in his face, and I didn't want to say anything. So
I was because
I wanted you to be ashamed of yourself and not say anything.
Shame.
Everything you just said before I brought out that comment, it's like, yeah, because everyone has a valid reason to be really in an outcry, because this is not fair. This is not what the gamers are paying for. And it's not the experience that they want for the game. But if you really want it though, this is the Dark Souls of in-app purchasing or in-game purchasing.
It's not even okay. In-app purchasing, like, it validates the Dark Souls comparison. Dark Souls, you have to work for your shit.
Yeah,
you have to. In-app purchasing doesn't.
So in Battlefront 2, when you work for it and you earn it, it's a sense of accomplishment, right? It's trial and error Battlefront 2 is the new Dark Souls.
Oh, god damn it.
It makes you, because you have to earn it.
Aren't you proud of yourself?
I'm so,
you're so happy right now.
This is like the bottom of I'm scraping the bottom of the bucket for this
You're
joke.
Scraping the ground at this point, dude.
Yeah, I'm just like, what kind of shit can I scoop up and put on the table and be like, guys, I'm so clever.
I
big grin
love
on your
this
face,
mud pie.
and you're just putting it on the table like, yeah.
I did a good
look
thing,
at
guys,
it.
right? I look at this reference I made, right? But it's like, Andrew, who also has Battlefront, and he's talking about Battlefront 2.
Wait, he has Battlefront 2 or Battlefront 1?
He has Battlefront 1. He was
Okay.
about to get Battlefront 2 until that statement came out. Like, it should give you a sense of pride if you worked hard for it. And he's like, fuck you. I don't have time to sit down and grind all these things.
What can give me a sense of pride and accomplishment? If I just play Battlefront 1 because they gave me the season pass. They just gave me the season pass.
Oh, they gave it to you?
For Battlefront because I had gold, Xbox Gold, so they just gave it to me.
Oh wow.
Because I already had the game, so pretty much, why would I play Battlefront 2 now? If I have all your bullshit from Battlefront 1, I basically have more content than Battlefront 2 does.
What's the load time on Battlefront 1? How good is it? Is it like quick? Is it,
Are we talking about how good's the game or how good?
Like the load time between picking the game, loading it, and starting it.
Oh, it's fine.
It's fine?
It's fine.
But what if you pay to make it much quicker?
No, don't give them
that's
ideas.
That's a good idea.
No, don't give them ideas.
You pay to unlock processing power.
Guys, what if you wanted to pay money for Battlefront 2 where you can add different languages?
Oh,
shit. Are you in America? Do you want to hear what this sounds like from the voice actress of, say, Sweden?
Do you
99?
Are you in China 99. And you want to hear the Chinese voice acting?
Do they even
I'm going to need $5. I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if they have...
They probably have their own version of Battlefront 2.
They probably have their own version of the PlayStation 4.
The PlayStation.
No, that's I'm sure that's some sort of religious propaganda. That one.
Yeah, it's every
every
early internet. Don't play the PlayStation. Get the PlayStation. It's a book. I'm like, okay.
No, it's
man.
gonna
the PlayStation would have Super Noah's Ark 3D on it.
It's pretty much Zork. If anyone remembers playing Zork, like, oh, Noah went left and built a boat. Okay, what are my supplies? I have no supplies. Go and gather 2 of every animal. You now have 2 of every animal.
Well, that was easy.
Oh wow! And the goblin also killed you with your own sword.
It's always those goblins.
I remember like playing Zork in high school, where I'm just like, I have TV production class. I'm done with my project. Everyone is just doing whatever. Zork.
You're gonna play Zork.
Zork.
To the north of you is a house. To the west of you is a path. To the east of you is the woods. To the back of you is a cliff. Go south. You have thrown yourself off the cliff.
That's a good idea.
Would you like to pay 99 cents to revive?
Oh,
Would you like to pay 99 cents to get to the bottom of the cliff?
And survive?
No, just get to the bottom of the cliff.
Oh.
Otherwise, you'll be falling eternally, and then you'll have no end.
I just want to say that's my favorite Black Ops Easter egg.
Just fall eternally.
No. The when you do a specific thing in Black Ops, you can leave the chair that you're sort of like they're interrogating you. There's a computer near the table, and it says Zork.
Oh, okay.
And you have to use
this
this stupid PlayStation keypad to type it in, and it's painfully slow. It's like, go west. You've gone west. There's a fence. It is locked. Go back.
I feel like that would be just for the PC version for it to actually work, because then you could type something in, right?
But if you pay extra, you can just
my
can just have it on autopilot to the winning.
If you pay another $60, we'll play the game for you.
You know what EA should do? They should just have a Twitch account, an alpha stream Twitch account that you have to pay extra to see other people play. Oh wait,
yeah.
Oh wait, people are
people do that.
People do that already.
Yeah.
Oh okay.
But pretty much,
if they did it, they can make it better because they have actual commentary from George Lucas himself.
Pulling Lucas out of his cocoon.
Yeah.
With Howard the Duck.
And next to him is Ridley Scott. They're gonna metamorphosize together.
They're basically the same person now.
Your fun is not my fun. Your history is wrong. Your fun is wrong.
I must retcon the original movies with prequels.
But yeah. So I guess that's pretty much it for. I guess there's only one thing left I wanted to say about the microtransactions,
or at least Lootbox in general.
Yeah. So CNBC made an article and they cited Jim Sterling. And basically it was to the tune of, oh yeah, they lost $3 million, and this is going to be this is the beginning of the end for EA. And then Jim Sterling said, that's not what I said.
Oh, great. Misrepresented words.
Basically, Jim Sterling goes, yeah, they have shitloads of cash. Losing $3 million is nothing to them, and that's what it is. If you look at, EA stocks, and like, they've certainly fallen if you look at the past month, but you look at the past 5 years, they're still 90% higher than they were when they started, trading. So it's like, even if, like, that's the thing, 3 million is nothing.
It's not going to cause the next
It has
crash.
to be a consistent loss for EA to, actually feel anything. They're not growing now, which is a pain in the ass for them, but they have to consistently lose money for us to win.
So we just have to avoid buying the rest of their games.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I just think that, as I said, Battlefront 2 is just the, culmination of just years of letting these industry practices go. Pre-orders. I remember, I don't know if they're still a big thing, but, the way the industry is treating it now, they have, day one DLC or, pre-order bonuses day one for things that probably should have been in the game.
Yeah.
But pre-orders, that was the thing I remember before, pre-orders being a thing. And then season passes started coming out. So then everybody's buying season passes, but then the DLCs weren't good. So then you already paid money down for DLC you weren't sure were going to come out or not, or were going to be of satisfactory quality. And then now we have microtransactions, boxes,
and things that are already in game, but just logged behind some code that says you can't do it yet.
Yeah. So I just think this is just years and years of all these business practices culminating, and EA thought this would be They thought this would be okay because players basically accepted it.
Well, because it's the other part of it is like it's Star Wars, and so it's like they'll
thought that
they'll
players
go through
would
Star
accept
Wars.
They thought they would. Yeah, that's what
But
it
If
is.
they can get Star Wars at the end, then they'll pay for it.
But they forgot to do their homework in terms of what do the Star Wars fans want? Do they want a game where they can, unlock the characters at a reasonable pace, or under reasonable hours, or should we just make them pay for it? You know what? Let's make them pay for it. Oh, they're all mad at us. What did we do wrong? What did we do wrong, buddy? I wonder. Did
Anyways,
Did we go wrong when we asked them to pay their firstborn child so they could play Darth Vader? I'm not so sure anymore.
how many babies equivalent to younglings do we have to sacrifice to the altar in order to get the Anakin Skywalker skin?
the Anakin, you mean the Darth Vader skin?
No,
The Anakin,
specifically Anakin Skywalker, where he has
Darth Vader, the early years.
yeah.
skin.
The early Darth Vader years. I see.
The prequels that are essential to the Star Wars canon.
The one where he has the curly hair, right? Not the braid.
And then when you use the Anakin Skywalker character, there's a bar, right, for metachlorians to let you know when you have a set amount of metachlorians, that's how strong you are. You never get better. And also Yoda's in there too. Remember when they put Yoda in Soul Calibur? Remember he was like, "Oh, I have this sword that can cut through almost anything."
I heard he was.
And you have a staff that's made of stick, and you're blocking me.
I heard he was really broken in that game only because his hitbox is so tiny.
And he's so
And you couldn't
fucking
hit him.
fast. Yeah.
And he's so fast. He was really broken.
Yeah. You know what? I hope he's broken in Battlefront 2 as well. He's just sort of like zipping through people, cutting their legs and knees up. Like,
I mean, he's a master.
yeah, dude.
500, 800-year-old
Yeah.
master.
Who's like, you know what, Luke? I'm pretty much done. You got this, and died, quote unquote, died, and just became one with the Force.
Died. Anyways, yeah, I think that's all we have to talk about.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
for Our big
Our big loot box thing.
debacle.
We don't
debate.
like loot boxes.
I learned something.
And Dell's recovering.
I
so.
learned something today. I realized that I had a problem, and I'm slowly becoming better.
Slowly.
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 But you gotta cut down on the 50 boxes, man. You gotta...
The thing is, it's like,
Try one box.
The first
Try was it $5 for one box? I don't
the
remember
first
how
and
much it
foremost
is.
step is to admit you have a problem, and I did have a problem, and I'm better now. I went from 100 to 125 to 50 to 25. And hopefully I'll just become to the point where I really love this game so much I'll only just play it over and over again. 8 matches for one box, over and over and over again. And I'll get tired. Or if anything, just I can probably, because it's on console, I can play the competitive ones. Don't have the mic on, and if anyone ever wants to just be like, "You're a fucking out, you're just a terrible person, go die," I'd be like, "I can't hear you because I don't have a PlayStation 4 mic," and I'll be like, "I'm really good at bronze." I'm a good old bronze player.
Well,
Also,
competitive
really good at
actually
bronze.
it gives you more experience points compared to quick play, so you do actually level up and get more boxes quickly.
but I also just want to premise this by saying our internet at home is not really good,
Yeah, you probably don't want to play competitive then.
and it's just like, oh, by the way, I'm Lucio. Oh shit, where am I going?
Oh, gotta go fast.
Why did I fall off the map? I'm not there. Why am I lagging? And like, I remember I'm not sure if you saw this, Zach, but some time ago when I first started playing Overwatch, I was playing Zarya, and everyone started flying around the map.
That sounds fun.
And
You can't bubble anybody.
That's fine.
I bubbled people, and it's like you bubbled 5 different people, and I didn't have a cooldown, and we're just walking around, and people are just like Roadhog would hook someone across the chasm on that one temple map in the Himalayas, and they would fall, and they would just go back as if nothing happened. It's fucking magical. And that was on competitive, I think.
That's really bad.
And I'll just be like, guys, I'm helping. And they're like, this guy needs to go. His internet's bad. He's lagging. There's that little lightning bolt and timer, which I don't know what that is. Probably.
It's supposed to mean that you're lagging, probably.
Yeah. But
That's
I
pretty
did
much
it,
what it
though.
means.
I did it, though, guys. I paid my way to win, and I'm a reformed...
You
I'm a reformed loot boxer.
pay to win, not spin to win. Pay to win.
Dude, if
You gotta pay to spin.
If they put the skins on a Wheel of Fortune, you spin, you get the one that you want. And Bankrupt, it's just you lose all your money. You lose all those in-app coins or those in-game coins. Like, oh, sorry. Buddy.
Now, you could win another loot box, or we could repossess your house.
I don't know, man.
Do you want to
We'll beat you up,
roll
too.
for it?
I kind of want that loot box. So, I mean, a house is only a house.
We're also going to take your dog.
Oh.
No, not the dog.
If
Anything with the dog.
If someone were to be like, do you want your loot box or your dog? I'd be like, my dog. I only get once in a lifetime. But that loot box, though.
That
No.
loot box for
No.
$5.
They should.
There's a chance my dog will be safe.
A chance.
And I just want to say, probably we can talk about this at a different time, Zach. Why can't I transfer my skins from the console to the PC account?
Because you don't have rights, Del.
No, but
You don't have rights in Activision's eyes.
But the PC Hero of the Storms can go to my console. How come it can't go back?
No.
I mean,
no.
you could always go to
They need
Irvine and
more
talk to
money.
Blizzard.
Why do you have to make it harder for me
They
to join
need-
the master race?
Because they need more
the
money.
PC master, but
They need more money, Del.
but they just showed us that they
More
can
money.
do it.
More money.
We can do it though.
Del, more money.
If we pay them enough.
Del, sell one of your kidneys and give it to them.
Sell
But
both
kid-
your kidneys.
But I
Give them one kidney and sell the other.
Can I give them someone else's kidneys
No.
if I find them?
It's
No.
gotta be yours.
You gotta give them both your kidneys and then a hand and your liver.
But I need my hand to play the game.
No, you don't.
But
Just one hand it and then use your foot for everything else.
If someone can paint with their mouth, you can play with one hand.
but my hand though.
Fine. Take a foot.
Yeah. I need my foot to play Overwatch. just you know what? Just give me Lucio legs and I'll be good.
That's fine.
Or you know what? Give me Genji legs because at least I have a nice ass afterwards.
At
That's
least.
true. That's true.
Maybe-
You will have a nice
Dude,
ass.
let's be honest. Genji's ass is absurdly like he's a robot, right? Or he's a cyborg ninja like
He's a
Grey
cy-
Fox.
He's a cyborg ninja.
Green cyborg ninja.
His
dick.
Halloween's voice line confirms it. He's a
I'm
cyborg, ninja.
But like he's got that Raiden ass from Metal Gear Solid 4.
No, he does.
You know, just when you have the ability to reconstruct somebody's ass, and
That's not. You're not just gonna let that go.
you're not just gonna be like, I'm gonna give them a flat ass like all those other robots. You're gonna give them a nice sculpted butt,
You're going to put
just
time
like in
and effort
Nier
into it.
Automata, a
'Cause we-
nice sculpted butt.
Because we need equal opportunities in the fan art too. So you know how there's those mouse pads? We need the Genji butt pads, and people have come out with that.
They did. Yes,
Good-
they
good.
have.
That's
You
a
know,
thing.
High five in the air for that one, fan people, and body pillows.
Equal opportunity butt representation.
And that's the title. We're done.
Oh my god.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks
for
for
listening.
Thanks HE for having us on. Or
You
at least
know,
having-
Zach's
This-
part of this, right?
I'm
having
on
me
this regularly.
having me on because I'm not always here to do it, but thank you for having me on. I
Alright.
feel special.
No problem.
No problem. We hope that you recover from your loot box addiction.
So scratching my skin.
All right, we're gonna go, guys.
All
We'll
right.
talk to you later.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.